From 25 to 35, your salary doubled. On paper, you did everything right. At 25, you were making around $45,000. By 28, you were at $55,000. At 32, you cracked $70,000. Now, at 35, you're sitting somewhere around $90,000 a year. You've got the email receipts to prove it. Congratulations on your merit increase. New compensation effective January 1st. You open your payroll portal and scroll back through your old pay stubs, and there it is, this nice, satisfying staircase of raises. And then, one night, maybe after paying bills, maybe after seeing yet another How to Retire Early video, you open your banking apps, net worth or savings graph, and it's basically flat. Like your income graph looks like a hill climb, but your net worth graph is just this sad, almost straight line hovering near zero. You realize that 10 years of raises, promotions, and doing better somehow added up to a slightly nicer apartment, a newer car, a bigger DoorDash habit, nicer trips, and basically the same amount of money left over. If someone looked only at your salary history, they'd say, "You're crushing it." If someone looked only at your bank accounts, they'd say, "So, when are you going to start?" That feeling right there, "Where did it all go?" is the trap. And the trap has a name. It's called lifestyle creep. You don't wake up one day and decide, "I'm going to waste every raise I ever get." What happens is, your income goes up a little. Your rent goes up a little. Your car upgrades a little. Your food, your vacations, your gadgets, your clothes all silently level up. So if you graphed it, your income line is pointed up. But your savings line is dead flat. My name is Alex, and I spend way too much time thinking about exactly that graph. Why from 25 to 35, so many people double their salary and their net worth barely moves. If you've ever gotten a raise and felt richer for like 3 weeks, and then somehow ended up right back where you started, this video is for you. Because this lifestyle creep trap is one of the main reasons high earners feel broke. People hit 35, 40, 45 with nothing saved. And every year feels like running faster on the same treadmill. Hey race, what we're going to do. It'll show you a simple example. $50,000, $80,000 salary over a decade. What happens if your lifestyle stays stable versus what most people actually do? Well, dig into the psychology. I deserve it, friend group pressure, Instagram flex. Then he'll walk you through a system I use called the raise capture system, a way to make sure every raise actually increases your net worth. Plus a quick lifestyle audit you can do once a year to stop the creep before it eats your next raise. And at the end, I'm going to ask you to do one uncomfortable but super important calculation. Over the last 5 years, how much did your income go up, and how much of that actually shows up in your net worth? If those numbers don't match, you're not alone. But once you see the trap, you can stop falling into it. Let's start with a really clear picture of how lifestyle creep actually plays out in normal people's lives. 1. How lifestyle creep quietly steals a decade. Forget theory for a second. Let's make this really concrete. Imagine someone named Jordan. Age 25, making $50,000 a year. Age 35, making $80,000 a year. That's not some crazy tech salary. That's a very normal. Did well in their career trajectory. Let's put that into monthly take-home pay, after taxes. At $50,000, Jordan might bring home around $3,200 per month. At $80,000, more like $4,800 per month. So over 10 years, Jordan's take-home increases by about $1,600 a month. Now, hey race path A, what would happen if Jordan kept their lifestyle basically the same for most of that decade? Not live like a broke student forever, but same level of apartment, small upgrades maybe, but nothing wild. Same car or similarly priced. Same general food/going out budget. And decided that any raise above their 25-year-old lifestyle was for future Jordan. Even if Jordan took just $1,000 of that extra $1,600 each month, and put some into an emergency fund. Put the rest into investments earning, say, 8% a year on average. What happens over 10 years? $1,000 per month equals $12,000 per year. Over 10 years, that's $120,000 contributed. At 8% average return, that could grow to around $170,000 to $180,000. By 35, Jordan Has a reasonably similar lifestyle to 25-year-old Jordan, a bit nicer, sure. But also has a six-figure net worth. Same job history. Same raises. Just a different decision about what to do when the income went up. Now let's look at Path B, what actually happens to most people. 2. What most people actually do, $50,000, $80,000. Same Jordan. Same $50,000 starting salary. Same $80,000 at 35. At 25, on $3,200 take home, life looks like $900 rent with roommates, $250 car payment, $300 on groceries, $200 on going out, some subscriptions, phone bill, random stuff. Maybe $200 to $300 a month, if that, going to savings when nothing big breaks. Then the raises start. First raise, to $55,000. Take home now maybe $3,500 per month, plus $300. Jordan moves into their own one-bedroom. Rent jumps to $1,300. I can afford it now, am not in school anymore. Extra income, gone. Next phase, to $65,000. Take home around $4,000 per month, another plus $500. The old Civic is dying. Time for a real car. Finances a decent new car. Payment goes from $250 to $450. Insurance jumps up a bit. Discovers Uber Eats and treat yourself, I work hard. Food plus going out goes from $500 $800. Extra $500 gone. Next raise, to $75,000. Take home $400/month, plus $400. Friends are taking nicer trips now, long weekends, maybe an international trip a year. Add in a $200 per month travel sinking fund. Add another $100 in random subscriptions and lifestyle creep. Extra $400 gone. Finally at 35, now $80,000. Take home $800, another plus $400. Decides to upgrade apartment, nicer neighborhood, in-unit laundry, amenities. Rent goes from $1,300 $1,800. Maybe picks up a second streaming service, better phone, gym with a sauna. Extra $400 gone. By 35, Jordan's life looks very comfortable on the surface. Live alone in a nice place. Drives a newish car. Eats out more. Takes some trips. Has nice clothes and gadgets. But how much is Jordan actually saving and investing? Maybe $300 to $400 a month on a good month. Many months, after emergencies and impulse buys? Less. Over 10 years, that might look like average of $300 per month invested. Total contributions, $36,000. Grown to maybe $45,000 to $50,000 if invested decently. Compare that to Path as potential $170K. Same income growth. Same total raises. Just different choices every time the pay bumped up. Path A, save/invest $120,000, grow it to $170K plus. Path B, save/invest $36K, maybe $50K net worth. The other $70,000 plus of income that Path B got in raises over that decade? It showed up as nicer countertops, a dashboard with Apple CarPlay, fancier bar tabs, an extra, we should go somewhere this summer trip? And look, none of those things are evil. The problem isn't that your lifestyle improved. The problem is that your savings graph stayed flat while your income graph climbed. That's lifestyle creep. Not upgrading your life at all is miserable. Letting your lifestyle eat every raise is a trap. 3. Why lifestyle creep feels so normal, psychology, not math. If you're listening to this thinking, okay, but I don't want to live like a broke 25-year-old forever, that's exactly the point. Lifestyle creep is powerful because it hijacks very normal human psychology. Let's unpack a few pieces. I deserve it thinking. You grind through school. You slog through entry-level jobs. You live with roommates you secretly hate. You drive a car that sounds like it's powered by bees. So when you finally start making real money, your brain is like, we made it. We're done being broke. Upgrade everything. And honestly, there's truth there. You should enjoy the fruits of your work. The problem is when I deserve it becomes the answer to literally every question. Do I deserve a nicer apartment? Yes. Do I deserve a newer car? Yes. Do I deserve to eat out more? Yes. Do I deserve vacations? Yes. If every raise instantly becomes, I deserve to spend more, there's nothing left for. Future me deserves stability and freedom. Social circle pressure. Money is weird because you don't live in a vacuum. If your friends are moving to nicer neighborhoods, upgrading their cars, going on better trips, posting nicer stuff, it becomes very hard to be the one person who doesn't level up at the same pace. You don't need anyone to say, "Why are you still living like that?" You feel it. You compare their Instagram versus your apartment, their stories versus your budget. And inside your head you hear, "We're the same age. I make similar money. Why am I still living like a college kid?" So you match the lifestyle. Not because you did the math and decided it made sense, but because it feels embarrassing not to. Instagram, TikTok, and flex culture. Social media takes this to a different level. You see 25-year-olds in Bali, 28-year-olds in G-Wagons. Just bought my first house at 24. Thumbnails. You don't see their credit card balances, their parents co-signing loans, their actual savings accounts. Your brain, unfortunately, doesn't care about that. It just notices that you feel behind. Lifestyle creep is your brain's attempt to catch up, to make the outside of your life match what you think someone at your income should look like. Hedonic adaptation, a fancy term for you get used to nice things fast. The first time you move into the nicer place, get the nicer car, fly business class, upgrade your phone, it feels amazing. For about 3 months. Then it just feels normal. The problem is, the cost stays high, even after the feeling fades. So you end up forever chasing that new nice feeling with more upgrades, more subscriptions, more experiences, while the baseline of your fixed expenses keeps rising like water in a sinking ship. Your income is the bucket. Lifestyle creep is the hole. And the hole always wins if you don't patch it. 4. The hidden cost, lost compounding and lost options. The worst part of lifestyle creep isn't just, "I'm not saving enough." It's what you lose that you can't get back. Years of compounding. Years of options. Remember that example where we said Jordan could be investing $1,000 per month between 25 and 35? Hey, race a quick mind bender. Let's say age 25 Jordan invests $1,000 per month from age 25 to 35, 10 years. Then stops and never adds another dollar. Money grows at 8% until age 65. By 65, that 10-year burst could grow to something like $1 to $1.2 million. Now take age 35 Jordan who says, "It'll start later when I'm making more." Invests $1,000 per month from age 35 to 65, 30 years. By 65, that might be around $1.4 to $1.5 million at 8%. So Jordan 1. Invests for 10 years ends with maybe $1.1 M. Jordan 2. Invests for 30 years ends with maybe $1.5 M. 3 times the effort for not even twice the result. Why? Because the money in your 20s and early 30s has decades to cook. The money you put in at 45 or 50 has not much time. Lifestyle creep steals those early, powerful compounding years and swaps them for nicer Uber rides, slightly bigger TVs, an apartment 10 minutes closer to downtown. And you also lose optionality. The ability to take a lower pay but higher growth job. The option to start a business without catastrophe if it fails. The freedom to say no to a toxic boss because you have a buffer. Because if you've let every raise become permanent lifestyle, your life needs your full, current salary just to stand up. Any drop, any risk, feels impossible. That's not just a money problem. That's a life design problem. 5. The raise capture system, how to break the trap without hating your life. So, what do you do instead? You can't just freeze your lifestyle forever. That will make you bitter and more likely to blow up later. You need a way to enjoy some of your progress now. Capture most of it for future you. That's where something I call the raise capture system comes in. It's a simple habit. Every time your income goes up, you decide ahead of time how much of that raise goes to lifestyle and how much goes to wealth. Hey race, how to set it up. Step 1. Know your current enough to live number. Figure out roughly How much hits your bank account each month now, take-home pay? How much you're currently spending, you can estimate from your last 2 to 3 months. Say you take home $4,000 per month, and your life costs you $3,600. You're saving or investing about $400 right now. That's your baseline. Step 2. Before the raise hits, decide your capture rate. Let's say you get a raise and your new take-home will be $4,400 per month. That extra $400 is where the game is. Instead of letting it disappear, you decide. From any raise, I keep 30 to 50% for lifestyle, and send 50 to 70% straight to future me. Example. Extra $400 per month. Capture 70% equals $280 straight to savings/investments. Lifestyle gets $120. Now every month, by default, your investments go from $400 $680. Your lifestyle goes from $3,600 $3,720. You feel the upgrade, maybe. Slightly better groceries. One more dinner out. Slightly nicer place next year. But your future also feels the upgrade. Repeat that with each promotion. Each bonus, you can decide a different split here, like 50-50. Any new income stream. And over 5 to 10 years, your net worth graph starts matching your income graph. Step 3. Automate the capture. The key is you don't want to be manually deciding each month. As soon as your new salary hits, increase your 401k or workplace retirement contribution. Or set up an automatic transfer from checking to a brokerage account on payday. Adjust the amount so your capture percentage leaves your checking account before you can spend it. If your raise hits in January, don't wait until March to see how it feels. Your lifestyle will silently expand to fill the space. If your paycheck went up by $400 and your auto invest goes up by $280 on that first higher paycheck, you will barely notice the difference. But future you will. 6. Set lifestyle bands instead of letting it drift. Another powerful trick to fight lifestyle creep is to set bands for your big categories instead of letting them grow wings. Think of your spending in a few key buckets. Housing, transportation, food, groceries plus eating out, funds/travel. Then give each bucket a range you're willing to live within for the next 2 to 3 years. For example, if you take home $4,000 per month. Housing, $1,200 to $1,400. Transportation, car, gas, insurance $400 to $600. Food $600 to $800. Funds/travel $300 to $500. As your income grows, these bands can move slowly. But you don't let them explode every time you get a tiny raise. So if you get a $300 per month raise, instead of jumping housing from $1,200 $1,700, maybe you bump it from $1,200 $1,350 and capture the rest. Once a year you do a lifestyle audit. Look at what you actually spent in each bucket. Ask, did this category expand faster than my income? Did I get more joy for it, or did it just happen? If it's just creep, dial it back or freeze it for the coming year. You're not micromanaging every coffee. You're making sure the big rocks, rent, car, food, travel, stay intentional. 7. One question to expose your own lifestyle creep. Let's make this real for you right now. When this video ends, here's what I want you to do. No spreadsheet perfection, no overthinking, just rough math. 1. Grab a piece of paper or your notes app. 2. Write down what you're making now, annual or monthly, doesn't matter. What you were making 5 years ago. 3. Subtract now income. 5 years ago income equals total raise. 4. Then ask, in the last 5 years, by how much did my net worth go up? Not your income. Not your lifestyle. Your net worth. Cash. Investments. Retirement accounts. Home equity if you want, but be honest here. Minus debts. If your income went up by $20,000 a year over 5 years, but your net worth only went up by $10,000 total? Lifestyle creep ate the rest. If income went up by $30,000, net worth went up by $60,000. You've been capturing raises. You're ahead of the game. If you don't know your net worth number at all, that's your sign to start tracking it today, even if it's ugly. 8. Bringing it all together. Lifestyle creep isn't a moral failing. It's not. you're bad with money, or you're irresponsible. It's the natural result of being human. Inside a system that constantly tells you, more is better, with absolutely no default settings that protect future you. From 25 to 35, your income is probably going to rise. If your lifestyle rises dollar for dollar with it, you get a nicer version of broke, with more stuff, and the same level of anxiety. If you can let your lifestyle rise slower than your income, even just a bit, and capture the difference, you get more options, more security, more compounding, and still a better life now. The trap looks like this. You'll invest later, when I'm making more. Right now, I just want to enjoy it. 10 years go by. You're making more. You spent it all. Now you're saying the same sentence with a different number. The escape looks like this. Every time my income goes up, future me gets paid first. Then I decide how much lifestyle gets to grow. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be different from the default. So erase your homework, if you're willing to actually change something. Do that 5-year raises versus net worth check. Write the numbers down. Decide your raise capture percentage for the next raise, even if it's small, 50%, 60%, 70%. Set a calendar reminder for your next performance review now. Increase auto-invest by $X on this date. And sketch rough bands for your big 3 to 4 lifestyle categories. If you do that, weirdly, you'll start to feel something most people never feel even as their income climbs. You'll feel in control. Raises stop being cool, let's see what I can upgrade. They become cool, hey race, how much closer I just got to not needing this job if I ever don't want it. That's the real flex. Not the nicer apartment. Not the newer car. Not the better Instagram feed. The real flex is opening your accounts at 35, 40, 45 and realizing, my income went up. And my net worth came with it. Every raise you've ever gotten is still out there somewhere. Right now it's either sitting in your investments quietly multiplying, or parked in someone else's driveway, lying at the bottom of a bar tab, or locked into a rent payment you barely remember signing. You can't change the past raises. But the next one? You can decide in advance which side of that line it lands on.